When the soul wakes up, the world grows loud and you choose the silence. Something subtle is happening now. Perhaps in you, perhaps around you. If you know how to name it, it arrives. Like a whisper and thunders inside. Conversations now ring hollow. The city looks like a stage with lights. Laughter exhausts you more than work. Then a troubling doubt appears. Is there something wrong with me? No, what changed is your focus. You began to notice what used to slip by, roles, masks, memorized lines. When the soul wakes, the noise does not come from outside. It's contrast. Because some part of you knows there's no going back to sleep, and that contrast shouts so loudly, you close your eyes just to breathe. Waking is not a prize, a trend, a badge. Waking is like stepping from a dark room into light. Your eyes ache, you feel lost. For a while you try, force the small talk, laugh at jokes. You rehearse opinions, post things. You barely feel, show up to rituals. Even when you perform perfectly, something remains misaligned, like a shoe. The soul keeps tugging you toward wings while the world pushes you. This is where guilt enters. You're becoming antisocial. But check honestly, is it distance or discernment? Rejection of people? Or refusal of the play? Is it laziness or the end of pretending? The difference is immense. Theater demands a mask. Truth demands presence. Mechanism loses its enchantment. It's like returning to an amusement park, no hypnosis. People argue as if fate depended on it and fighting their insecurity. Fingers point to villains as if that would clean the mirror. Opinions turn to uniforms. Belonging becomes currency. None of this is meaningless. It matters, but not in a noisy way. It matters in a simpler, more intimate, quieter way. And silence disturbs because stillness looks like rebellion. Yet true rebellion is not. Shouting louder, refusing to act. You begin to notice invitations that pull you back on stage. The first often lives in your hand. The endless scroll, promise yourself. Just 1 minute, half an hour. Later your mind is crowded. Comparisons, opinions, provocations, and fears that were never yours. Uninstall, mute, close the valves. A new space opens. It isn't comfortable at first. Without the noise, the questions. What do I want? What hurts? When no one is watching? What values would I keep if there were no audience? The soul settles. Then come the social invitations that repeat the old script. You love some people, but not the dynamic you created here. A particular kind of courage is born, the courage to skip. No explosions, no speeches, no humiliations. Just a choice. Spend your Sundays, evenings, and coffees on what repairs you. It is curious when you step out of places you always attended. Some ties shrink into a polite wave. It stings a little, like removing a thorn, a pain that frees other relationships. Try to pull you back with familiar lines. You're not. Good growth always looks like desertion to those who mistake. Sometimes the shift reaches work, title, salary, badge, awards. The problem begins when the role asks you to act against what you're asked to defend what. You don't believe, promote what you wouldn't accept for yourself. Sell yourself in installments. Before you could, now you cannot. Without paying a price your soul, you realize that staying might be a different kind of quitting, a slow. It is not a rash decision, it is a process. Study, carve, build quiet projects, prepare transitions. No romantic heroism. There is responsibility. The silence you choose is not escape. As the body needs clean water, consciousness needs environments. This is where the common misunderstanding appears. People call this movement selfish, elegant avoidance, escapism. You breathe because a part of you fears this too. How could it? We were trained to confuse availability with virtue, exhaustion. Kindness is not measured by the Number of places you show up. It is measured by the quality of presence with which you live, and presence does not grow from a crammed calendar. It grows. You can give a lot and still give poorly when you give. Confetti with fruit, the souls. Silence teaches the difference. When you quiet down, you are not disconnecting from people. You are reconnecting to the reason you want to be with them. Love stops being performance and returns to being source. There's a decisive moment on this path, the instant loneliness. Before, being alone felt like punishment. Now it starts, not because you became an island, but because you learned. The mind slows, the body unlocks, the heart listens. You discover. Walking early, writing without a goal, cooking slowly, reading. These small practices repeated build a spine. No publicity. From the outside, they'll say. You disappeared inside. You meet shadows you used to. Sweep under the rug. Fear. There are no spotlights for this kind of victory, and that is, the world stays loud news. Conflicts, urgencies, slogans. You do not deny reality, close your eyes or pretend nothing. You simply stop feeding the machine with what it craves most. You begin to answer from another base in front of what used. What is mine here and what is projection? Before what? Facing the games of approval, you discover how liberating it is. And to say yes without betraying yourself, this sobriety, with it grows a kind of courage that does not need flags to. The courage to be coherent when no one is looking. A different. You return to people, but not to the character. You speak again, but not to win arguments to offer. You create again, not to prove your worth to produce. It's as if you move to a borderland, not lost in the presence with edges, availability, without dependence, engagement. At this point, people start seeking you for who you. Some are tired of noise, others perceive a serenity. You do not set yourself up as anyone's savior. You open room. Sometimes these become texts. Art, projects, work, friendships. Other times they become a simple look that says, you might wonder if it wouldn't be better to remain where you. There are systems that tolerate gradual transformation there. The difference is felt in the body where your presence. What is asked of you is not explosive heroism. It is fidelity. Every time you betray that, knowing life charges invisible, every time you honor it, life pays the reverse interest lightness. It isn't mystical marketing. It is hygiene of consciousness. Body and soul carry sensors for truth and deceit. Of course, there will be days of doubt you will feel. A sudden desire to post, to accept, invitations to put on such days, remember this, it's not about disappearing from. The silence you choose is not an end, it is a means. It prepares you for a kind of presence that is not loud, and strangely, when this presence strengthens, it makes another. People listen when you speak, little because they sense root. Time arranges itself without you assaulting the calendar. What once felt like sacrifice becomes relief, someone. What about causes? What about friends and family? Silence. You don't stop caring. You learn to care without breaking. You offer a help that doesn't infantilize, a presence that, when the soul wakes, the way you love matures. Less audience. Every movement of integrity exposes the choreography. What is real remains, what isn't makes room for what needs to. If, as you hear this, you sense a discreet call to turn off what clouds you, select. What nourishes you, choose A. Talk with those who truly listen. Give thanks for what already. The world will keep shouting, but you need not hand it the wheel. You can serve with joy without sacrificing yourself to the. You can disappear a little too, reappear with meaning. You can. Now I want to speak to the part of you that recognized. Tell me in the comments what kind of noise wears you out. Share your experience, your story might be the exact breath. If this message helped you, tap like so it reaches those. The world may keep making noise, but your soul has permission to. And when that silence becomes home, you return to the world.